Imagine you've been lying in bed asleep when all of a sudden there's a knock at the door. Surprised that there is anyone there at all, it is a police officer bearing the news that a loved one has just been in an accident caused by a drunk driver. According to don'tdiedrunk.org, in 2009, over 33,000 people were killed in traffic accidents. Of those, almost 11,000 were alcohol related. Driving or riding in a motor vehicle is something we all do and can't avoid. We all have somewhere to go, whether it be work, school, or even just the grocery store. But no one ever expects something so simple to become a life-altering ordeal. On November 7, 2003, I was taking a friend of mine home who had had too much to drink. With the windows down and the radio up, we passed a police officer and attracted her attention with the noise from the radio. As she began to follow, it wasn't long until she pulled me over. When she found out I had also had a couple of drinks, she arrested me. And unfortunately, I would soon find out some of the consequences of drinking and driving. Drinking and driving is very serious and dangerous, and many people don't realize all the effects that can come along with it. Today I'm going to tell you about who's affected by drunk driving, how much time drunk driving can take away from your life, and how much money it can cost you. Drunk drivers and victims are not the only ones affected by drunk driving. There are family members and friends of drunk drivers and victims that are also affected. And they will have many stresses that they will have to deal with in the aftermath of someone causing an accident or being arrested for drinking and driving. According to Mothers Against Drunk Driving, or MAD, every minute one person is injured in an alcohol-related crash. But employers are also affected by drunk driving. Employers count on employees having a valid driver's license and reliable transportation to get to and from work. There are thousands of jobs in the United States that require the ability to drive or maintain a valid driver's license, such as over-the-road truck drivers, the United States Postal Service, courier companies, bus drivers, home health aides, and many more. If you lose your driver's license or get injured in an alcohol-related crash, you could negatively affect thousands of employers. Although you may potentially change many lives, that's not the only thing that you will affect in your life. If you get pulled over, arrested, and convicted of drunk driving, you could have a substantial amount of time taken away from your life. No one wants to have time taken away from their life, but if you actually survive drunk driving and don't die in a crash, chances are you will spend some time in jail. As reported by DUIconsequences.org, if convicted of driving under the influence, you may face a jail sentence of anywhere from 72 hours to 180 days. And for offenders who are convicted for the first time, depending on the state, you may face anywhere from 24 to 100 hours of community service. And for repeat offenders, that can be as high as 150 to 600 hours. Time is precious because once it is gone, you never get it back. There's a saying I've often heard, which is that time flies, and in my opinion that is true. But time is not the only precious thing that you can affect by drinking and driving. According to the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration, or NHTSA, alcohol-impaired motor vehicle crashes cost over an estimated $37 billion annually. Are you prepared for how much drunk driving can cost you? If convicted of a DUI or driving under the influence, there are many costs that are going to follow. Insurance costs are estimated to increase up to $40,000 in the 13-year period following your conviction. And for first-time offenders, attorney fees and fines are upwards of $5,000. There are also many other fees that may come along with it that you didn't think may be associated with drinking and driving, like storage and towing fees if you were to be arrested, DUI classes depending on the judge or the sentence you receive, or DMV reinstatement fees for your driver's license. If you're arrested for a DUI, you could also lose your job. Take me for example. I work for the United States Postal Service, and my job is to take the mail out on the street and deliver it. If I lose my driver's license, I lose the ability to work and will ultimately lose my job and my entire salary. In April 2010, 870 people were killed in crashes in which drivers had a blood alcohol level of 0.08 grams or higher, which is illegal in all 50 states. Now, after finding out who all is affected by drunk driving, how much time can be taken away from your life, and the outrageous amount of money that it could cost you, I hope you make the decision to never drink and drive. Having a good time is no excuse for putting yourself or so many others in danger. How would you feel if you caused an accident and killed someone, or had to explain to your spouse or children that you lost your job because of a couple of drinks? These are feelings and explanations that you should never have to explain to anyone. So the next time you decide to drink, make sure you have a driver. It could change your life.